Hello, everybody. It is me, Marina Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity and communications consulting firm here in the Pacific Northwest. OGs from the weekly update will remember this view. This is my living room. I used to make so many late night video updates from this exact spot. I'm home today. I just have a lot of running around to do, so I'm not going to be in the office. So I decided to take a couple minutes I have and do my weekly update from here. It is actually the Wednesday update today. I took Monday off. In fact, we all took Monday off. And Tuesday was just back to back. And I did try to record a Tuesday update, but I was so tired. It was just like, I'm not going to publish that. But yeah, usually I take the Monday after Mother's Day off because of trauma. This year we all took the day off because we've just been working super hard, and we just needed the rest. We needed to recharge. We needed to be able to be back at it fresh, and that was definitely not, we needed more than a 2-day weekend worth of rest. So last week I talked about feeling beat up spiritually, financially, physically. I feel better this week. Some of the things we were working on have panned out. That's nice. We still have a ways to go to make up for the business loss that we've experienced in the first quarter. I told you all last week that I set some work boundaries and that there were some people who didn't think that was okay with them. So we lost some contracts, we lost some relationships, and that sucks. Truly, it sucks. Not necessarily that we lost those contracts, because if, like I said last week, if we have a relationship that's predicated on somebody taking advantage of us not having the kind of standards that we really need to have, then it's good that they're gone. However, I've still sort of been exploring that, as we're going off and trying to get new clients to help fill the gaps. I'm really interrogating, how do I start these relationships so that they don't end in the same way, right? I don't want to replicate mistakes of the past, and I've been examining it. And yesterday I was talking to my business coach and I realized something. It is okay for me to have needs in business relationships, which, like, that sentence, it is okay for me to have needs in business relationships, that feels kind of like a no-brainer. Like, that feels like something I should have known. And I had a version of that. I definitely had like, well, yeah, the client has to sign a contract and they have to adhere to the contract and they have to pay on time. Really basic stuff that's the bar, right? That's the lowest possible engagement that I need from a client. And what I'm realizing over the years is that I also have other needs. I also have needs that certain skills of mine match up with the clients. Like, I can no longer work for someone for whom what I do is such a mystery that they can't assess whether or not I'm doing a good job. If the person I'm working for doesn't have the skill set to judge the value of my work, we're going to have a problem. And I know that that's not true for everybody. People who don't have my skill set deserve to have my skill set accessible to them. That's real. And also for me, we've been doing this 25 years. Me and Kate, my operations manager. We've both been doing this 25 years. I really crave working with other professionals who have that kind of deep knowledge of the subject matter. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be communications, right? But I just really crave someone who I can just chew something apart with. And for me, those are my best clients. Those are the ones who just are really like, every day I look forward to seeing them. I look forward to doing stuff with them, and we do great work together. That's who I'm looking for. And it's okay for me to have that level of specificity in who I want to work for. It doesn't make me uppity. It doesn't make me demanding. It doesn't make me unrealistic, right? Like, I learned this about my personal relationships years ago. Whatever needs I have in relationship, if they're truly what I need, they're what I need, and that's that. And if the other person in a relationship, or if a client or whatever cannot fulfill those needs, that doesn't make them a bad person. It's not wrong to not know things. It's not wrong to not have deep experience of something. And also, that just means we're incompatible. That just means if I'm not going to get my needs met, that means that this isn't a healthy, fulfilling relationship. And we need to figure out, okay, if you can't meet my needs and I still have needs, then I got to go somewhere else. And I think I feel a little bit embarrassed that I feel like it's taken me this long to realize this in business. But I also know that one of the reasons I like having my own business is because I am always learning new things. There's always a new challenge. There's always a new puzzle. There's always a new hill to climb, and a new, storm to weather, and a new fight to fight, right? Like, that's the kind of shit that gets me out of bed in the morning. And living under capitalism, I'm at odds with this system that really wants me to bring in the same amount of money every month, and all these things that don't always line up with being the kind of person that I am. And I'm trying to reconcile that, and that's another battle, right? That's another fight to figure out how to reconcile that. That's one of the big puzzles of my life. It's one of the things I've been working on probably for the longest in business, is how do we reconcile our nature, our needs, our drive, and the fact that we live in this extremely rigid system that doesn't really care about our ambitions, that only cares about how exploitable we are. How can I get my real self to sort of I'm trying to do this with my hand to sort of simulate a growing around, in my mind I'm thinking of this big, gross old machine, and I just want to be a little sprout that grows through the cogs, that takes this over, right? That does this shit better, well, in a way that takes care of people, in a way that feeds people. It doesn't just grind them up. And I think a lot of us feel that way. I know if you're watching this, you do. And I'm working on it. And we're all working on it. That's the deal. We're all working on it from our different varied places, from our different varied positions. And it connects back to my needs, right? I have the needs I have because I am who I am. The thing that capitalism abhors is an individual in full expression. And that is the thing that we need. I need to be who the fuck I am out here. And you need to be who the fuck you are. In order for this to actually work, we have to put our real full selves into this resistance work. And that's what it is. It's resistance work. And I love that for me. And I love that epiphany for me. And also now I'm trying to figure out how to pay the bills with it. Because I am required to do that by capitalism, right? I feel like I can't just sit in epiphany, But I might be wrong. Maybe that's a wrong assumption I'm making. I'm not entirely sure. All I can do is, like I said, do what I say I'm going to do. Put one foot in front of the other. I know a lot of us are struggling. I said it last week. It's still true. There's just a lot of shit going on. And so, when the shit is going on, you just go forward and do what you can do. Have a lunch, have a walk, have a weekend. Do not let the hardship that you are facing take away your ability to care for yourself. This is when we really need to care for ourselves the most. Okay, I'll see you next week.